Hey, folks, Dustin House here. I froze. Welcome to Affiliate Nerd Out. I am your nerderator, Dustin House, spreading that good word about affiliate marketing. You're going to find me here on LinkedIn Live every Tuesday and Thursday at 12:15 Eastern or Pacific time. So put it on the schedule and come stop by. Vikki, you got me ruined today. I don't know what happened. My guest today, Vikki Danielson, over at TvScientific. Thanks for joining me in the Nerdatorium.
Nerdatorium, love it. Thanks for having me. And yeah, you're going to give me the giggles now.
Well, I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't have my protein shake this morning or breakfast, and it's showing immediately in this episode. So, unfortunate for all the viewers out there that are here live. But if you are here live, please stop by into the chat room and hang out with us. Give us a question. I have a new segment called Question of the Day. Have you ever used TvScientific? I want to know. Vikki wants to know if you are in the know. Jump in that chat, drop us a line. But without further ado here, Vikki, who are you?
Who am I? I am Vikki Danielson. I am from England, but now living in the US of A, in a place called Amelia Island, which is North Florida. My background is completely in affiliate marketing. Go affiliate.
Go affiliate.
And crossed the bridge last year to join TvScientific, which is a connected TV platform. And then started doing some affiliate stuff over there too. So it's all working out, staying in the realm.
Fantastic. Great. I'm going to drop a link to Vikki's profile in the chat. So come stop by if you want to get a hold of her and learn more about what TvScientific is and how to work with them. If you would like to be in Vikki's seat over here, go to dustinhouse.com/nerd and drop an application. I would love to talk to more folks, especially on the publisher side, which is why I'm so excited about today's episode. We don't get a lot of publishers in this seat, and Vikki was gracious enough to come by and tell us all about what's TvScientific doing and who are you servicing out there. Let us know, Vikki.
The publisher seat is where it's at. So we are a tech partner that traditionally we were modeled to be like a Facebook or a Google Ads console where brands can come in and buy connected TV on a CPM. That's still very much alive. We even have a self-serve platform. But in June of last year, we started doing this through the affiliate ecosystem. And the why behind that is because most CTV platforms out there are either tying brands into large monthly minimum spend levels or lengthy contracts. So we saw this gap where we wanted to be able to kind of shake up the CTV space and be able to offer brands and apps of all sizes the ability to figure out TV and to measure it. And so we found this gap and we integrated across affiliate networks, and we're going through affiliate programs now and working on a cost per outcome model.
Cost per outcome. Love that. We'll get back to that. Let's start a step before, though. What does CTV stand for and what is it?
Yeah, so connected TV, think of that as being the big glass screen that sits in the family lounge that you all gather around. So
I've seen those,
you've seen those?
Yeah.
So as you're streaming content, so if you're connected to the internet, we are powering brands, putting them in those 15 or 30-second commercial spots that you see as you're streaming content.
Okay, fantastic. And so this integrates with, Amazon Fire Stick and then on like Hulu and Netflix, whatever you might be.
You got it. So the best way to think of it is CTV being the big glass screen, and then another one for you, OTT. That stands for over the top, and that incorporates any other device in which you can also stream content. So think cell phones, laptops, desktops, any other device in the home. So no matter what the device is, if you're streaming content, we can put brands in those 15 or 30-second spots.
Wow. Okay. I always thought Over the Top was Sylvester Stallone's best movie. Arm wrestling for the custody of his child in the 80s. It was
brilliant.
It was a great movie. Everybody go watch that. I'm going to put it in the chat. Like,
Do it.
mandatory. If you haven't watched Over the Top, you have to go watch it. All right. TvScientific. Let's talk about this name. Where does it come from, and how did you guys land on this?
Mainly, the clues in the name. It's because we are very, very, very scientific about TV. See what we
Okay.
did there? See what we did there?
Wow.
TvScientific. We are the people that follow the data and let the metrics guide us in terms of measurement. So that's where that came from.
Beautiful. All right. I dropped that link in the profile now for everybody to find where Vikki is. And tell us more about this process of how you guys work. Traditional affiliates, people are either shopping on their phone or
Yeah.
through the computer and clicking on links and going to websites making purchases. Now, how do you guys interact in this process for the folks that didn't end up buying?
Yeah, it's a good question because there's no click involved when you're watching the TV ad, right? So,
Right.
how are we measuring this? So, everything is done, the whole tracking piece is done through a deterministic match of the IP. So, imagine you're sat on the couch and you see that ad. When we put brands there, we are getting the IP address passed back to us from all the streaming providers. So think your Hulu, Peacock, Discoveries of the world. So they
Yeah.
are telling us that this household saw this ad right down to the timestamp log level. We then work with brands either through pixel implementation or post back, or within some affiliate networks, we're in the master tag too, and no dev work is needed. But whatever the integration, what brands are doing is they're passing us back all conversion data, and we're then doing a deterministic match on the IP. So we can now see if we delivered an ad on Tuesday, the brand sees a conversion on Friday. If that falls within the attribution window that's set by the brand, then that's when TvScientific will be like, hey, we're going to claim that sale on
Okay.
a outcome. So it's all done through IP match currently.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's not necessarily like a last click model, but if you guys set up, if there's another affiliate in this transition, they drove the traffic to that site, but now you guys are essentially, if you get watched, now you become that last click essentially.
So yeah, there's definitely some guardrails that we can put up for brands so they, the double dipping doesn't get out of control there. So
Right.
we can do a few different things. So we always recommend that we reduce the attribution window down for TvScientific because to get ahead of that overlap as much as we can.
Okay.
Because if we go back to that couch and somebody's that watches the ad, we know they're not getting up, going over to the TV and buying, right? We don't come through the TV yet. So awkward. So we know that all these conversions, they are going to be coming through other channels. So whether that's, search, social, affiliate. Interestingly enough, we don't see other affiliates in the stream too much. There's not that much overlap, less than 5%, which shocked me, but it's minimal.
Oh,
so what we
okay.
do is we work with brands to say, look, we know there's going to be overlap. We get there's going to be overlap, but let's work with you to understand the math to make sure that whatever CPA we land on, or CPL, or CPI, whatever is the metric, and the attribution window makes sense for the brand based on their customer acquisition costs and what the data is telling them internally. So we do sit super close with brands and their analytics team to the data to make sure that the setup is just never set it and forget it, right? It's going to be, let's see what's happening and let's pivot where we need to in order for this to make sense for everyone involved.
Fantastic. It sounds like you guys are pretty flexible. You're dropping a lot of CP blanks in there. But one thing that you guys like to call it is CPO. Can you explain what CPO is for those that aren't very familiar with this?
Yeah, so what we try to do is be more encompassing because the O is really the outcome. So what is it that is important for the brand to measure? Is it an action, a sale, a purchase? Is it a lead, like form completion? Is it an install? Is it an in-app purchase? Whatever is that important KPI or metric for the brand is what we can look to set up their affiliate CTV relationship through. So it could really be any event that's of interest to the brand.
Okay, gotcha. And your flexibility is just based on each client. Like, I remember trying to work with you when I was over at People Connect, and we were trying to get to that deal to make it happen. We didn't end up getting to that finish line, but I remember like you guys working really hard with us and our team to try to get there. And
Yeah.
it seems like you have a really great mindset that a lot of publishers out there don't.
It is really, honestly. We try to be uniform and, try to put some thresholds out there, but
Hmm.
we work case by case with each brand because they're set up so differently and depending on your vertical, the category, even internal politics, where does that budget pot sit? Who's got ownership of it?
Sure.
We're kind of crossing into the TV pragmatic land as well. We've got the
Yeah.
analytics team involved, we've got the affiliate team involved. So it's about working with the brands to really understand how we can support them and help them knowing the internal navigation that they have to do on their side.
Okay. And so your guys's revenue model for how you guys work with companies originally wasn't in the affiliate space. It was
Yeah.
working with folks on a CPM basis, right?
It was, yeah. So we were built to model like a Facebook or a Google ad console where brands
Hmm.
can come in direct, buy on a CPM, and we have self-serve available too. That part of the business is still very much alive and
Yeah.
is great stuff. The affiliate offering, we started in just June of last year. So
Uh,
that's where we're trying to shake up the CTV space and talk with performance marketers because A, that's where all the cool people are. And B, we want to show that we've got skin in the game too. We
yeah.
want our money where our mouth is and say, hey, we can make this work for you. So yeah.
Man, it is just so smart. When I first had the conversation with you, I didn't know this product exists, what you guys were doing, and it blew me away that you guys were even considering working on a CPO basis, essentially. I didn't expect that, and you guys just blew me away trying to work with us. It was such a pleasure working with you. I know we didn't get to the finish line before I ended up leaving, but
We're still
man,
working on it. I'm kidding.
I'm gonna have more brands for you eventually. So
Yeah.
I anticipate having this conversation many times over in the future. But your team seems to be growing as well over on your guys' side.
Yeah, so now we've identified that there's a there, which we
Hmm.
didn't know at the beginning, right? Could we make this work? It was a big question mark. But the good news is we figured it out. It's the secret sauce. We've got hundreds of brands that are live or that have tested with us now, and we're really starting to make that impact. So we've definitely built out the team on our side on all aspects, whether it's the account management, the yield side, and even on the partnerships team as well. So we want to talk to as many brands as we can and help educate them on how connected TV can work through affiliate and help them master the model too.
Fantastic. And you're mentioning networks there. Does your guys' integration work with every platform, every network out there, or is it very specific to just like some of the major ones?
We work with most of the major, well, most,
Okay.
all. Do you think most or all? I'm going to say all
I'm not gonna say
affiliate
all.
networks.
You can't tell me you're integrated with 50 of them. Like, you got get out of
I'm
here.
kidding. We'll go back to most.
Okay.
So most of the affiliate networks, and honestly, we've got dedicated teams at the networks that understand the partnership and that can help both agencies and brands with setting it up too, because whether it involves adding TV trackers or action IDs or separating out what we're doing from the rest of the program. The goal though is to show up like any other publisher in the reporting interface that brands are used to seeing. So we do that. We pass all conversion data back into the networks,
Mhm.
right down to the timestamp log level. And then, of course, we do have on our side all of the TV reporting that we can provide as well, that's going to show more granular breakdowns of any A/B testing we're doing, give more insights into audience targeting segments, and yeah, all of the breakdown by streaming platform too.
Okay, gotcha. Uh, Follow-up question, like, the TV is it have to be a streaming, system like Hulu, or can it be, like, a traditional cable?
So right now we're focused on the connected TV, so it has to be
Connected.
to the internet. We are looking to go elsewhere though. The future holds lots of bright lights for us. So right now the
Understood.
focus is on connected TV.
Okay.
Not to say that
So
will be forever.
alright, so you're connected with all the major networks, you even have teams, connected within those networks that know how to work with you. those networks, what if you're outside of that base? Is there some kind of API? Like there's a brand that really wants to work with you. Do they have to be on one of those networks,
They
or
do
can?
not.
Okay.
No, that's the good news. We went through the affiliate networks as obviously through the affiliate teams and performance marketers. That's where they manage most of their programs. But we can also work direct on a pure CPA model as well. So we can do a direct IO and set up the tracking and give them direct access to our CPA dashboards on our side.
Okay. It just seems a lot cleaner going through an impact or something like the tracking attribution
It's
that you trust, right?
It's yeah, brands decide, based on their setup
Okay.
that they have. If it takes a long time to get, a new vendor onboarded, we plug into affiliate programs, we join the terms that sit there, and it's a lot easier to facilitate payment through that route as well. But we can work in all different capacities. So it depends on the brand and what their preference.
Okay, gotcha. Well, speaking of networks, I'm going to drop my quick sponsor of the day right in here since there's a great segment. It is Impact. Impact is the solution in the affiliate program world that you need to scale. I absolutely love their platform and bringing my programs to them. It's been my go-to solution for like the last 10 years, especially in the SaaS space and B2B space. Absolutely love them. Integrate seamlessly with your entire marketing flow and bringing you that real increment of value that you're looking for. So go to dustinhouse.com/impact. If you want to support what I'm doing here on Affiliate Nerd Out, go to dustinhouse.com/impact. Grab yourself a demo. I am a paid affiliate of this network, but you will help support me by grabbing yourself a demo. So please do so. And continuing on and switching gears, you guys are all about growth marketing on your guys' website, and I want to learn more about what growth marketing is. Can you explain it a little bit more, Vikki?
Growth marketing, yeah. I looked on Google. It's really the process, and this ties back to scientific too, right? It's using data to gain insights to make decisions that's going to help your company grow. So it really is about, tapping into channels and to partnerships that's going to enable you to provide growth, to keep your customers coming back, to keep them loyal, and to just keep growing.
Beautiful. Okay. And growth marketing to me is anything that you are doing in the digital marketing space
Right.
to grow your company, right?
Right.
So uh, being that we're in the affiliate realm and we're nerds about affiliate, how does growth and affiliate really coexist in your mind?
Yeah, this is a really interesting one. And this comes back, I feel, to brand politics, like internal navigation. Does growth sit with the affiliate team? Does it sit with the TV team? Does it sit with the pragmatic team, the
Mm-hmm.
offline team? I think the conversations that we have at the brand level, and it will vary depending on who our contact is, but a lot of the times our conversations do stay within the performance team. And the reason for that is that we can help them measure TV now. That was always a challenge historically, but now we can connect the dots between when the ad was delivered, when the conversion happened, and even where that last touch came through. So we can provide a report to brands that's going to close that loop, that they can then layer on top of their existing analytics and make those conclusions and draw insights that's going to help them know how adding connected TV is impacting the mix overall. So a lot of the times this stays right within affiliate, even though it's a top of funnel branding and awareness helper. We're driving it all the way through the funnel to the end, and we're getting paid and reporting only on those conversions. So that's kind of the mix.
Wonderful. And speaking of that, like the outcome, you guys are tracking whether or not a end user essentially at an IP address is watching that commercial for that product, right? Is there any call to action on those commercials that we're setting up for that end user to be looking for that is going to tie it back to something, or do they not need a call to action at all?
We prefer a really
Okay.
strong call to action
All right.
because we are only getting paid on the conversion. So it's sometimes we get given creative from teams that have come from the branding team, and it's all about branding and awareness, and we're like,
Adorable.
it's good, but let's get a strong call to action in there to prompt the user to take action. So whether it's QR codes, whether it's TV codes, whether it's just a sale that's ending, we have best practices that we can provide and work with brands. And we also offer creative services that can help tweak end card messaging and make sure that they're really super DR focused.
Gotcha. Okay. So what would be an example of maybe like an example of a brand that you've worked with in the past that has done really successful? Like what would they use for some kind of call to action in a commercial?
Oh, yeah. Call to actions can be free trials. We work with a lot of B2B marketers that works well for, sign up now before this offer ends, TV, whatever % off codes. We have QR codes that can be in there. Download a free something. It can take a variety of different formats. We'll work with the brand to better understand what's going on in their editorial calendar. We can send traffic to the site all day long, but what's going on the site that's going to also help keep that conversion coming through. So we work really closely with brands to better understand if they've got any particular product pushes or sales or whatever's going on internally for them.
Great. Yeah, I'm thinking lately I've seen a lot more QR codes come to life on TV. Yeah.
Yeah, they're we always, with the QR codes, believe it or not, the scan rate is still pretty low. I don't know if that's based on how far the couch is from the TV or how far someone can get their cell phone out, but the scan rate is still pretty low. So we always advise that they're best used for checks and balances. And we always run A/B tests too, because some streaming platforms will not allow QR codes into the ad. They're trying to keep people in their environment. So we always do checks and balances and help brands evaluate is it worth putting the QR code in there? So still looking at that data and drawing conclusions.
Okay. Funny enough, like I thought QR codes, like this one up here of my AM checklist that you can click. This QR
I was just about to say, do you get a lot of scans on that thing?
This thing? Oh, this guy over here? Yeah, absolutely. I get some scans. This goes directly to my ultimate checklist that anybody can check out.
Ultimate checklist.
You know it. You know it.
I dig it.
But the QR code made a comeback. Like it was kind of dying out, and then COVID happened, and like everybody's at a distance, and QR code just made a lively comeback.
Yeah.
But just yesterday, I saw a commercial where there was a character. He was just holding up a QR code. He's like, "Oh, it's too heavy," and he's holding it up there. And that was the whole commercial, just him like pretending like it was so heavy that he couldn't hold it anymore.
Wow.
I thought it was pretty clever.
Yeah. That's what I like most about connected TV, honestly. It's just a very different medium to, banner text link content. It's like the biggest screen in the house. It's when people are focused, typically on surround sound, and you can get really creative with, what you're putting in there. And the good thing with connected TV content is you can kind of stitch it together and then unstitch it, kind of like a donut, and like swap out things very quickly and very easily to do a ton of A/B testing as well. And that's something that can be done very fast. You haven't got to go back to an ad agency and pay another $100,000 to get a video tweak. So yeah, that's what's really cool about connected TV and the creative to those 15 and 30-second ads. You can play around with them and have a lot of fun.
So smart. So if QR codes aren't working like at the highest of level, what is working? Is it vanity codes? Is it a unique URL? What is the call to action that is working for it right now?
We're doing a ton of testing, and it really varies by vertical and category as well. So get in touch. We'll let you know what's working in your vertical or your category. But it's just we do drive to some vanity URLs. The TV off codes do pretty well.
Okay.
Giving it a timer too. Like, have you ever seen those timers? This offer ends, things like that. There's lots going on that we're playing around with to see what drives the best conversion for brands.
Awesome. Well, that's some great insight. I love the flexibility that you guys have, and what about with brands themselves? Like, is there any verticals or niches that are particularly this works well? I can't imagine this works great for like a B2B SaaS product.
It does though.
It does
See?
it.
Yeah, I'm busting the myths today.
That's
Yeah, this is
wild.
one of those opportunities for most verticals because of the targeting that we
Hmm.
can apply. So we have integrations with the Oracles and Live Ramps of the world where we get an access to over 15,000 audience segments that we can tap into, as well as contextual packages that are available from the streamers themselves. So B2B, it works really well for. There's some of our top performing, fintech, direct to consumer, e-com retail. The two verticals I feel that we've had the most difficulty with, and you'll understand why when I explain, is those actions that are further down funnel. So for travel, most affiliate programs, as you know, it's not on the booking, it's on a completed stay or on a completed flight. And for us, where TvScientific are putting our own money into buying the media to then back out, it's going to take too long for us to figure out and optimize, to see a conversion that far down funnel. So we're not
Hmm.
willing to, spend $500,000 before we see enough conversions to know, is this going
Yeah,
to back out? It's just too risky for us. So we do work with travel brands and we ask them to move the payable event up to like a booking if they're able
I
to. And
see. Okay.
similar like home services or like flooring as an example, they're not paying out on the booking, they're paying out on the installation. So again, we can't wait for some crew to show up at the home and fit a whole floor to get payment, because we could have wasted and spent a ton on media that didn't work. So we need a higher signal to know, okay, we're buying media here, this is working, let's buy more like that. So
Mm.
that's the one thing that we look at in terms of the payable events and just making sure that they make sense. But B2B is a real good one for us. All those awkward to recruit for programs like CBD and sexual wellness and B2B, well, your answer here, because
I
yeah,
all right.
how about that? How about that?
Uh, in that CBD space, you've gotta be different
Oh,
somehow
yeah,
to make your brand stand out because there are
yeah,
just so many brands out
popping up
there.
everywhere. Yeah,
Yes, absolutely. So that might be one of your avenues, and especially since, like, you can't advertise on Google for certain
there's a
keywords in
lot of
that
rules.
space. A lot of
Yeah,
rules in that space. This is another avenue for you to get sales.
yeah,
Might be a really good fit for some CBD folks out there.
yeah.
Smart. Okay, awesome. Now that kind of ties into like what's the future holding for us in affiliate? Like, the
Ooh,
first thing that comes to mind is I know brands like Fanatics, incredible and always ahead of the cusp. Wade and Joe out there always looking for what's next in the affiliate world, and I feel like they probably use you guys in some kind of capacity or have in the past. And I feel like there's an evolution of, hey, let's not just throw out Fanatics gear, sports in general. We know based on that IP what sports team they like. Let's give them a Giants commercial, like I have in my background. Like I feel like that could be like that next level. Is
yeah.
that something you guys are thinking about right now?
Yeah, the data for us is like everything, to be honest. That we
Okay.
work with brands, and at a brand level, they know their customers, they know the personas that they want to target, and we take all of that knowledge share and we say, you know what, we're going to definitely look into that, but we're going to keep the targeting broad initially, and then we're going to let the data guide us and tell us what works. So what we have is human yield managers that are watching the campaigns daily, and they're removing inventory that's not driving conversions, and then they're doubling down and finding more that is. So it's like we've got AI that's built into the platform, but we've got humans that are watching this stuff. And if we see that we spent a certain amount on a streaming platform that didn't drive that many conversions, we're going to shift that spend and put it into a platform that we see are driving conversions. So we're really super hyper conversion focused, and that data and those that target and those segments, we definitely apply them, but we start broad and we let the data teach us where to go, because we are following those conversions. We're not here for the branding and awareness, which is an added perk. We're here for conversions because that's when we get paid on the CPO model anyway.
For sure. That makes a lot of sense. Looks like we got some comments in here. Oh, we got a Nick on Nick crime here. Nick Rasmussen. For us, being able to target content that video editors and digital creators watch could be wonderful. Absolutely. You must give Vikki a call here, Nick. I still find it unbelievable you folks make TV work. Hats off. I still can't believe it. Like, this is new science and technology.
It's new science for sure. And listen, we didn't make it work overnight. It's taken a lot of learning, and we've definitely seen in instances where we've spent more on media than we've seen in conversions, and we've had to get the violins out and have a little play.
Just the tiniest one.
Tiny little violins like this was a wah, wah, wah. But we have now, I'm really confident to say, like, we've figured out that secret sauce, and we know what guardrails to put up in having conversations with brands, so we don't waste their time in having them go through onboarding and then say, well, sorry, this didn't work out. So we've got a lot better at doing the math and getting scientific with the data to make sure that this is going to be a worthwhile long-term strategic partnership.
Beautiful. All right. And then Nick Marchese comes in and says, hi, Vikki. Does TvScientific have the ability to geo-target? Great question, Nick.
Geo-targeting. How did I not bring that up? Thank you, Nick. Yes, we do, right down to the zip code level. So the more filters that you put on, the higher the CPMs get. So we'll have to back that and build that into the CPO model. But yes, we can geo-target for sure. That those data segments that we have access to, through the Oracles and LiveRamps of the world, really help with that as well. So yes, day parting. There's lots of targeting. If we want to find people that eat a pickle on a Monday between 1 and 3, I reckon we can do it.
Wow.
That's a bold statement, actually. I'm going to take that back.
Yeah, that seems.
You get what I'm putting down.
I don't know what kind of call to action on people's refrigerators you have going on here, but I don't like the sound of it.
Well, there's smart refrigerators now. Maybe we can kind of match up.
You're right.
Too much.
That is next level shit. They're unbelievable.
Too much.
All right. So beyond that, affiliate future, what does it hold? You guys are on the cutting edge of doing something really incredible here. You have any other insights on what the future of affiliate looks like?
But the future of, I think it's a really exciting time for all of us in the affiliate realm. I think that we're going to see more budget coming our way. I think that brands are really going to be focused, I think just with the economy being the way it is, on following and investing in channels that work. And with performance marketing, we can show that it works. And, we've seen that, through all of the different categories that have come through and started in affiliate and then, become huge categories in their own right. Athlete networks, card-linked offers. There's so many of them now. So I do feel that partnerships like TvScientific and the more innovative opportunities that come through are just going to open up more budget from, and help those internal conversations to get more budget thrown. We've seen it with relationships where budget is being pulled from other teams and put into TvScientific because we can measure, we can show that this is working through incremental reporting and methodology. So I'm excited for us all. I think it's really exciting.
That's a great segment. I love what you guys are doing there. Incredible stuff. And it looks like Nick is into the pickle idea. So he's going to be eating pickles for a while and seeing how long.
I will find you.
See how long it takes for him to get a Glossin commercial on his TV. Great job, Nick. Thank you for supporting this. All right, so moving on, it's time for you to defend your post here. That favorite segment of the day, and this is looks like it's from 8 years ago itself. So this says the purpose of life is living life of purpose, finding your purpose in life. Really hippie of you right here, but defend yourself. Like, have you found your purpose in life yet, Vikki?
My purpose in life is such a good one. So I did something very European, but I did it much later in life. So I think I was 32. I was working as an account director at one of the large networks, and I quit my job and I sold everything that I owned. And I took a year out with my husband and we traveled. We just put backpacks on, and we didn't have one of these kind of pre-planned routes. We were just like, let's check out Africa, let's check out New Zealand, and we
Living
did
the
the whole year.
dream.
And we were the wanderlust wanderers, yeah. And I met a lot of cool people, stayed on a lot of couch surfing in homes, and met a ton of really awesome people. And I think that is the purpose of life. I think it's the people, it's the journey. And we actually open up our home now. We live in this beautiful spot in Amelia Island, and we take people, come stay with us, to give back to those traveling communities where we crashed on people's couches. And you get to meet cool people. We have nice visitors at the table to meet and chat with my girls, and it's just fun. Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
the purpose.
I love it. I love it. You're embracing, and that's this actually is what makes you such a great network marketer. Like you're one of those folks that you meet for the first time and it's like you've been friends forever. And I
Oh,
really love that about your personality and how you embrace everybody that comes to you. But
and that's what this industry is made of too, right? That's why I said earlier, it's where all the cool people are, because most affiliate marketers are partnership, relationship people, and it's full of good humans, which I like.
Absolutely. And those are the ones that I enjoy the most. So, all right, as we wrap up here, let's talk about one last TvScientific. What kind of brands are you guys looking to work with?
All the brands,
All the brands.
just all
All
of
of
the
them.
brands.
Right.
We'll
Everybody.
work with them. Like I say, travel, unless the payable event can be higher in the funnel, is a tough one for us. But we want to work with brands of all shapes and sizes. We want to work with apps. We want to have the conversation to help you figure out TV. So I would say reach out, let me do some of the number crunching for you, work on some projections for you, let you know what we think we can deliver. And I think also keep in your back pocket that we can also be live within a week. So if this is something that you're interested in with, it's not too late for this year. Let us help you nail Q4, so to speak, and get some of those conversations and projections going.
Fantastic. Yeah, it looks like you've got a fan over here, Kelly
Oh,
Brown, former guest on Affiliate Nerd Out. Kelly Brown, Vikki is the best. Absolutely. Ooh, we got another question from Nick Rasmussen. Is there any work being done to combat attribution conflicts? If you claim conversions on all devices on an IP address, double payments or misattributions could be an issue. It's one of those things that held us back a bit.
yes, is the big answer. So we do have a data science team on hand that can help work with you and your analytics team to figure out what is that sweet spot and to figure out what is actually happening, because we don't know what we don't know until we test. So most brands can give us a cap to stay within. I don't want to spend any more than X on CPA commissions. Remember, this is a no integration, no managed service, no launch fee opportunity. So once we've got that cap, and we start passing you back all of those order IDs, that's when we'll have your team weigh in and let us know what it is you're seeing. If you're seeing a ton of traffic to the website and a ton of new searches, you might say, yay, we love this, let's remove the cap and go for scale and volume. But on the flip side, what if you're seeing that there is too much double dipping, and that same user that sat on the couch and watched the ad then picked up their cell phone and went to Google, and your paid team served them an ad that they clicked on, you're going to run the risk of double dipping. So that we sit really close at the beginning, especially in cohort 7 days, 14 days, to figure out what is happening. And then we can play around with both that attribution window and the CPA to make sure that it's going to make sense for brands. And we can provide the incrementality reporting, and we can also help put guardrails in place to also get ahead of that. So not only shrinking the attribution window, but also really working with brands to understand. I lost my chain of thought. But working with them to understand what's happening, and then pivot in where we need to make sure that it's making sense. And the point was, we can suppress existing customers and we can focus on prospecting net new to file. Like that's another tactic that we can look at and model out and run the math to make sure, again, that we're adding value and that we're not just coming in. Similar with targeting, we can upload your first party data. So, again, we're not targeting existing customers and we are focused on bringing you new ones. So our goal is to be that long-term strategic partner for you. So we want to work with you to figure that out. But we just don't know what we don't know until we got some data.
Fantastic answer, Vikki. And great question, Nick. The real answer here is go talk to Vikki for 15, 30 minutes and figure out if it's going to be a fit for you over at Envato. So great answer. How do we connect with you here, Vikki?
So my email, my awkward Vikki spelling, but it's vikki at TvScientific.com.
Oh, you just get a first name. That's it?
Just get a first name over here. I know. It's very easy.
Sweet. Nick wants to give you one more shout out of thanks. Great answer. Appreciate you committed full transparency and the exchange of data. Hey, Nick, I appreciate you jumping in and chattering today. Thanks for the questions, buddy. Yeah. All right. So Vikki at TvScientific.com. Is that right?
You got it. Nailed
it. Awesome. And before we wrap things up, lesson of the day, CPO. I love this concept of a new CPX, whatever it may be. CPO. Right. What was CO stand for?
Outcome. Yeah. Outcome. So what's your outcome? Let us measure whatever's important to you. Is it a sale? Is it a lead? Is it a download, an install?
I'm going to start using it. CPO is mine. And then another part of that lesson is opening up into other venues is always a good idea. Never a problem having a conversation with a company that you think might be a difference maker in your program. So TvScientific is cutting edge, and I like what they're doing. Go give them a try. Thursday's episode of Affiliate Nerd Out will have Jennifer Myers-Ward. She'll be stopping by and nerding out with me. If you want my ultimate affiliate checklist, go to this QR code and click it now and check that out. And Vikki, really appreciate your time. Thanks for being here on Affiliate Nerd Out.
Thanks for having me. Thanks all.
All right, folks. Keep on recruiting. We'll see you out there. Take care.